Hello, I'm Lara Kochersan, and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. The Paris Olympics kicked off with a dazzling display of pomp and flair on Friday. The opening event captivated audiences, keeping them glued to their screens and setting the internet abuzz. France broke tradition by hosting the opening ceremony outside a stadium, drawing praise for its innovation. But it wasn't without its controversies. First, there was a major slip-up involving South Korea. As their athletes sailed down the Seine, the announcer mistakenly referred to them as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. That's the official name of their rival, North Korea. South Korea quickly voiced their displeasure, demanding assurances from the organizers that such mistakes wouldn't happen again. Then there was the Olympic flag fiasco. It was raised upside down, displaying the logo with 2 rings above 3 instead of the correct arrangement. This gaffe occurred during a high-profile moment with world leaders watching. And if that wasn't enough, veteran sports commentator Bob Ballard made sexist remarks about Australian female swimmers following their gold medal win. His comments, including a derogatory comment about women finishing up and doing their makeup, went viral, forcing Eurosport to scramble to manage the fallout.
I thought the Olympics opening ceremony was great. I mean, obviously there was some weather concerns, but I think everyone still seemed super happy. I enjoyed some parts of it more than others. How disjointed the countries were from the show. You know, like usually they do the show and the entertainment, and then the countries come out, or like maybe the countries come out like almost towards the end, and then once all the countries are settled, they do like the big grand finale. Anyways, whatever. So it felt a little disjointed in that way, but whatever. I thought it was perfectly nice, and some things were really, really, really cool. Then I woke up this morning, and I saw that much of, and I'm going to say our country here over in the good old US of A, was quite offended, to say the least, by Paris's expression of history, art, Olympic spirit.
What's an episode of Newsfeed without AI? This technology is now at the heart of the world's biggest sporting event, the Olympics. And it's changing the games from social media to security. The city is buzzing with high-tech innovations designed to protect athletes and fans alike. Let's start with social media. It's a double-edged sword connecting athletes with fans while also exposing them to online abuse. To combat this, the International Olympic Committee has rolled out AI tools that monitor social media in real time, covering over 35 languages. This system flags harmful content like slurs, offensive images, and abusive comments, prompting social media platforms to take action. Often, harmful texts are deleted before athletes even see them. Paris has also ramped up security. AI is keeping a watchful eye on footage from 100 cameras across the city, offering real-time analytics.
France wants to use AI to surveil people during the Paris Olympics. Here's how it will work. They will use the footage from the cameras spread all around the city, analyze it using AI, and then if the AI spots abnormalities, let's say some riots starting, people fighting, it will alert the police. France says that this is important because 13 million people are gonna come to the city, and they want to make sure that nothing bad happens and they're safe. But the problem that French citizens see is that it's possible that they're gonna keep this surveillance going even after the Olympics, going to a state where AI is controlling people and is telling the police what to do. That's something that we definitely don't want.
Judging high-stakes sports is tough, requiring precision and keen observation. Since the 2018 Olympics, AI has been assisting judges and referees, and this continues in Paris. AI helps ensure fair judgments in sports like gymnastics, figure skating, and diving by providing objective data such as contestants' height or a swimmer's speed. AI is also leveling the playing field for Olympic hopefuls through 3D athlete tracking. This technology captures athletes' movements and processes the data to create detailed biomechanical reports. This glimpse into the future hints at even more advancements like injury prediction and talent scouting. In a surprising twist, legendary sports commentator Al Michaels won't be at the Paris Olympics, but you can still hear his voice thanks to AI. NBC uses an AI clone of Michael's voice for daily personalized sports recaps that are also created with AI. Trained on his extensive archive, this voice clone captures his unique style. Here, have a lesson.
Hi, Kelly. Welcome to your daily Olympic recap, your personal rundown of yesterday's most thrilling Olympic moments. Since you're a swimming fan, let's head right to the pool. Team USA secured a stunning victory in the men's 4x100-meter medley relay, smashing the world record. Over at the diving venue, Krista Palmer showcased resilience and skill, overcoming past knee surgeries to qualify for the women's springboard final. Meanwhile, a tough break for Canada's Pamela Ware as a failed final dive scored 0, ending her bid for the final. Check out these highlights from yesterday's action.
Well, you could say Al Michaels is having an easy year. Meanwhile, journalists who are sticking to the traditional methods are facing some serious challenges. Robin, live from the French capital, has all the details.
Journalists from every corner of the globe are in Paris to cover the nearly 3-week-long sporting spectacle that is the Olympic Games. Whether you are following the action online, reading about it on social media, turning on the radio, watching TV, it is all about transporting you from wherever you are right to the heart of the action. And sometimes we have to find crafty and innovative ways to get the job done. Example number 1. My colleague and co-presenter, Tala Duman, is noticeably taller than I am. This is us doing live coverage during the Olympic opening ceremony. And this is how we made it work for TV. And during that opening ceremony, when the rain came down, we had no shelter from it. 2 of our umbrellas were confiscated by police, and our broadcast equipment and personal items got wet. And to minimize further damage, we used police beacons in the road, on the bridge, overlooking the River Seine to cover our stuff. To get the perfect view of the Eiffel Tower in the background during live crossings early on in the Olympics, we employed unconventional methods to make quality TV. We're not the only ones who've had to find creative ways to get the job done.
You know, journalists are crafty human beings, always a little bit innovative, creative, and trying to tell a story and get the job done. Anything interesting happened with you over the course of these Olympics that you simply had to do something to get that story out?
Well, obviously, the Olympics just started, but of course, the big story on Friday was the opening ceremony. Huge downpour, craziness. I was at the Trocadero location, so right near the Eiffel Tower. Pretty good spot, I would have to say, for the opening ceremony. But of course, it was raining like crazy. So I was in the middle of trying to file, and you can't have a laptop open when the rain is falling down on you. So basically, you need to do what you need to do to get your story to air. So I had to keep ducking out down the steps, found an empty golf cart, and I tucked in there my jacket over me to do my voicing for some radio files. Of course, Canada, my country, and where the Canadian Broadcasting Service is a little bit obsessed with Celine Dion, so there was a lot of excitement over her performance. So yeah, the way to get that story to air for me was finding an empty golf cart, doing my thing, a little bit of shelter from the rain, and then popping back up, drenched to the bone.
A few days ago, when I took the bus from main press center to IBC, International Broadcasting Center, the driver completely went the wrong way. So it took, I arrived at the IBC like 1 hour later, and I have to cover Team Japan's training. So it was a little bit problem for me.
There's still plenty of Olympic coverage to come, plenty of stories to tell, and plenty of plan Bs, Cs, Ds, Es to explore to fulfill the mission and ensure you get the very best content.
That's a wrap.
Now on to something I'm sure many journalists are testing out in Paris. OpenAI is going head-to-head with the OG in the internet space, Google. It's testing SearchGPT, an AI-powered search engine that summarizes and organizes information. The cutting-edge feature is currently available to a select few, but will eventually be integrated into the ChatGPT service.
Search engine starts with a large text box that says, "What are you looking for?" But rather than returning a plain list of links like Google, SearchGPT gives an organized answer along with reference links. In one example, the search engine summarizes its findings on music festivals and then presents short descriptions of the events followed by reference links. Right now, SearchGPT is just a prototype under testing and eventually would be integrated into ChatGPT. With OpenAI releasing this and Perplexity AI search gaining popularity, Google has real threat emerging to their search dominance.
AI is one of the main reasons why the voices of your favorite video game characters are now on strike. The voice actors announced last week they're walking off the job after talks with major video game companies over better label protections broke down. It's the second time in a decade that video game voiceover and motion capture performers have gone on strike. The union that represents them, SAG-AFTRA, had been in negotiations for a year and a half with big players like Activision, Electronic Arts, and Take-Two Interactive. Voice actors are concerned video game firms could use their voices to train AI models that could eventually replace them.
It's really important to me for our entire community, movement and voice, that we get the AI protections we need to continue to be able to do this work that we all love so much. What the employers have put across the table is just not sufficient protection for us to be able to keep doing this work sustainably. And unfortunately, they've forced our hand, and the only way that we can get what we need right now is to strike.
I do a lot of work in video games, both in voiceover, but primarily performance capture. I've been a very proud member of SAG-AFTRA for quite some time, and I'm grateful for all the protections that they've given us. We are striking right now because we need to make sure that everyone is given protections against the predations of AI.
I think it will be a significant effect to the video game industry. In addition to the fact that there are going to be many titles out there now that their production is going to have to stop because they're not going to be able to have the performers that they need.
Guess who's the latest person to join TikTok? Here's a hint, she's an American politician and the presumptive Democratic nominee for the US presidential election.
Madam Vice President, are you on TikTok?
Well, I've heard that recently I've been on the For You page, so I thought I'd get on here myself.
Of course, it's none other than Kamala Harris. Her account has already garnered more than 3.2 million followers. She's going all out to woo potential voters, especially Gen Z and millennials, and has been gaining traction on social media in the wake of her campaign announcement. Memes featuring Harris are flooding the platform, and her campaign is riding the wave, even adopting the branding of Charli XCX's 2024 hit album, Brat. Vice President Harris will most likely take on former President Trump as her party's nominee, following President Biden stepping out of the race last week. As the US presidential election in November draws closer, one group is looking for reassurance from Republican nominee Donald Trump. That group, crypto fans and investors. Trump has been making big promises about Bitcoin, delivering a keynote speech at one of the largest cryptocurrency events in Nashville, Tennessee. If re-elected, he pledged to set up a strategic national Bitcoin reserve and fire the chairperson of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on his first day. Trump used the event to appeal to voters and seek tech industry donations. Cryptocurrency is a major battleground between Republicans and Democrats, with Trump taking shots at Kamala Harris, labeling her as an enemy of crypto. And we wrap our show with where we began, the Olympics. The excitement has even reached space, where 6 NASA astronauts aboard the International Space Station are celebrating the Games with their own zero-gravity Olympics. We'll leave you with these stellar pictures. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.